Hi guys, welcome back to some more Reddit stories, and today in the background I'm going to be playing some Mob of the Dead by myself. Trying to do the Easter egg, even though I know I can't at the very end because I'm all alone, and you need at least 2 people to complete it. But I'm at least doing all the necessary steps to complete the Easter egg, even though I won't be able to do it at the end, but oh well. Nobody's online, and that's why I'm playing by myself. But anyways, let's get into the stories. Am I the asshole for looking at his account then giving some advice? I, 18-year-old male, was chatting to a friend of mine who's also 18 at my house, and we were trying to find out how to work something and couldn't find it on Google, so he said he's actually going to have to make a post on Reddit to see if anyone knows, and we'll try again later. I look over the sub he's on, and I think it would be funny to find his profile and have a look. I find it by searching for the post he just made and took a look and find the post he made on our city has a hookup sub. He's bi, not secretly, but not openly to the world either. More it's private, not a secret type of thing. His post was about looking for a man to suck for the first time, and I joked, man, aw, why is this so needy? Like, I'm not in that space, I don't want to go that way, but come on. He's like, what? And I see your post. And I start talking about the content of the post, asking for a guy his age, to early 20s preferably, and specifying someone chill because he gets anxious, and maybe chat for a while, or call first. And I just start joking, Jesus, you're basically saying, please, can you suck your dick? While doing a little fingers thing headed down pose. And I said, got to go in there with more confidence because who'd feel comfortable replying to that? I'd feel guilty of something just saying I'm down. He gets really upset with me asking why'd I look, said like 3 times, why'd you look and why'd you look? What was the need? Why would you do that? But like he could have made his profile private. I didn't imagine most people would keep it publicly if they were embarrassed. And yeah, I made a bit of a joke about it, but it was pretty harmless and it was used to deliver genuinely good advice. Dude, I'm sorry, but that's a terrible thing to do to your friend. Like, that was something he clearly didn't want you to see. What you could have done is, if you were really that curious and couldn't help yourself, you could have seen it, but kept it to yourself and not tell anybody. Just something you take to you until he himself is ready to tell you, or something happens where someone else finds out or whatever. But no, dude, why would you do that? I'm pretty sure now he's like thinking like, why do I even have this guy as a friend? If he's gonna do some shit like that. Like, what if he finds out other things about me and you turn into a joke, dude? Like, bro, why would you even do that? No, you weren't giving advice, all right? Even if you think you were joking, it was in terrible taste, dude. Like, oh god, that's terrible, dude. No, you're an asshole, to be honest. That's a huge asshole move to do to a friend of yours. That was supposed to be private, yes. Maybe he should have kept his profile on private, but still, that does not give you the right to go and look at his profile and look at the stuff he was doing on there and stuff like that. And then making a joke out of it, practically making fun about it to him and saying, oh, I'm just giving you advice. I'm like, it's not advice if you're also joking about it at the same time. So, nah, man, you reached a new level with this one, dude. Am I the asshole for suggesting that my girlfriend might have a sleeping issue? So I recently was talking to my girlfriend, and I voiced concern over her health due to her excessive sleeping, or at least what I perceived to be. This brought on because as a recruiting thing throughout our relationship, she will fall asleep when we are hanging out. Usually she will arrive to my house around like 5 or 6 or so, and then fall asleep the moment we head downstairs, and then I will wake her up around 11 or 12 so she can go home and go get some sleep. This is also on top of the 8 hours of sleep she gets every night. I'm only worried because I believe she's getting an abnormal amount of sleep. And I also have vested interest as I do wish I could do stuff with her when she comes over, as her coming over usually results in her just sleeping on me and me scrolling on Instagram for a few hours before I wake her up and send her home. She is quite upset about this though and says it's not okay to pry into her health or anything, and that if I don't like our dates then I should just stop inviting her over. Am I being an asshole here? I know I had some selfish reasons for pointing it out, but I am certainly also concerned over her health as well. So I think it's alright. I feel like she just doesn't want to talk about it for some reason. Like, that is a lot of sleeping, on top of 8 hours, and then also falling asleep on you. And also, if you're in a relationship, obviously you want to spend time with her, and I'd assume she wants to spend time with you as well. But the fact that she keeps falling asleep on you, I mean, then again, maybe she just feels that comfortable with you. Maybe she feels that comfortable with you to the point where she's able to fall asleep. That could be a possibility. But if it continues, I think it's okay to continue prodding on, because at that point it might be a sleeping disorder, or at least some small issue, something, because that is a lot of sleeping for a human. But then again, nowadays a lot of people do like sleeping a lot because they're always tired from work and just doing things in general throughout the day. So I don't think you're the asshole here. I just feel like she felt like I don't know why she reacted like that, but no, I don't think you're the asshole here. You're just worried. As a boyfriend, you're worried for her sleeping too much, and that's okay. You care for her, but no, you're good. You're good. Am I the asshole for not wanting a gender reveal party? Hi, this issue is causing an argument between me and my wife, and so I thought I'd ask here. My wife is around 18 weeks along with our first. We're both over the moon about it and can't wait for the little one to be here. Our next appointment is tomorrow where we should find out the gender. My wife really wants us to have a gender reveal party with family and friends. I personally blame the TikTok and IG algorithm that's inundated her with gender reveal clips. I suggest we find out for ourselves first and then let everybody know. Why the need for a spectacle? She's saying this is an experience she wants and is adamant about it. I just don't think we need to do something and put ourselves through the work of organizing all of that just because some reel she's seen. I'm also hesitant because I know my mom was hoping for a boy. She's a good person and loves us dearly, but I can imagine her making some well-meaning but foot-in-the-mouth comment. So I don't want us to have to deal with that when we're so happy about this. I think a baby and all decisions like this are 2 yeses, 1 no situation. I've said that, but she got upset and said that this meant a lot for her and I have to agree to this, which I think is unfair. Am I the asshole? So, I'm kind of stuck with this one because me personally, I am tired of seeing all those gender reveal parties. Like, yeah, it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing to do, finding out, letting people know the gender of your baby in a fun way and stuff like that. But then I see the clips where, like, disasters happen, fires are caused, people get hurt, all because people don't do it properly or aren't doing it in a responsible way. Which I know isn't everybody, there are plenty of gender reveal parties that go without a hitch. But me personally, when I have a kid, I don't have any kids right now, but when I have a kid, I do not want to have a gender reveal party. I could change my mind, or maybe my girl might want one, and if she wants one, then we'll make one happen. But I personally don't want one. I prefer to just let people know, be like, hey, we're having a girl, or hey, we're having a boy. It's that simple, all right? No need, like, it is a money waster. You do have to waste money when you should be saving that money for the child when it's born, or at least using that for right there and then to make sure you're good. So whenever you do have the baby, you're nice and healthy, or you have the things that you need. I don't think you're the asshole because it is something that y'all both have to agree on or both have to disagree on. But I do understand that your wife, it means a lot to her. She did something she wants. It is a bit of a sticky situation, but as a man, if she wants it, I think you should make it happen. Like, just do it and then move along, live your life with your new child, which, congratulations, by the way. But yeah, no, I don't think you're the asshole. It's just, it's a sacrifice you're gonna have to make. You have to make sacrifices in relationships. That's just a fact. And this is one that you have to make. You don't want one, but she does. So just do it. And yeah. Am I the asshole for not letting my friend keep crashing at my house? My friend has a baby with a woman outside of the state and lives with her. And he drives 1.5 hours to work in my city. He stays in our city for 3 days since that's how many shifts he works. Then he heads back to be with his girlfriend and baby. Baby is over 1 year old now, and it was my friend's plan to move out of state and find a job over there while his girlfriend was pregnant. My husband and I offered to let him stay at our place while he searched for a job in the other state. He never looked for jobs or made any progress towards moving. He was staying with us for about 2 years, and we recently stopped letting him crash with us. We're just really annoyed that he refuses to find a different job or find another solution to his situation. Am I the asshole for refusing to let him stay over anymore? We do feel bad for him and his situation, but he's had 1 year and 9 months to figure something out, and we feel like we're enabling this behavior. I know it's hard to find a job right now, but he won't even apply for a warehouse job. He usually sleeps in his car at work or drives an hour or two to stay at his mom's house when he doesn't stay with us. Recently, he asked us to crash with us Tuesday night, but I said no, and he hasn't talked to me since. I'm not sure what to do. This is... Okay, so you're not the asshole here because, yeah, at this point it is enabling. Like, a whole year and 9 months to find a job, and he still hasn't found one? Like, come on, bro. I just feel like he's too comfortable in the rhythm he's in right now, in the schedule. Like, he's just used to it. He doesn't want to change. And change is scary, not gonna lie. Especially when you're used to a specific schedule. I know I am. When I'm used to a schedule, I stick to it. And when something new happens, it throws me off, makes me upset. Maybe a little angry sometimes. But it's just something that happens in life. But not a whole year and 9 months, dude? Nah. He needs to find a job. And he needs to figure something new out immediately. Because that's understandable. You can't just let him be crashing at your place constantly for what's been almost 2 years already. So, nah, not the asshole here. If anything, you're trying to help him out. Alright, you're trying to help him move on and get a better living situation. Am I the asshole for arriving at a 1:05 p.m. for around 1 o'clock house cleaning appointment? I'm moving into a new apartment in a few days. I already have the keys and everything. And I had a house cleaning scheduled for today. Last night, the cleaner texted me saying they'd arrive around 1. And I said that sounds good. Today, the day of cleaning, I texted her my ETA would be around 1:05, which I sent around 12:55 p.m. She immediately texted, "You're not home?" I replied that we haven't moved in yet, so I was coming from our current place. I get there about 1:05 p.m. sharp. To me, I'm 5 minutes late, but still around the 1 p.m. mark. By 1:15, nobody was there, so I called her. She sounded extremely frustrated and said they had gone there earlier at 12:40 p.m., knocked for a while, and then left. She feels I was late, wasn't ready at the agreed time, and wasted her team's time. I could be the asshole because around 1 p.m. could imply being there before 1 p.m. I could understand why it's reasonable to assume I'd be at the house, but I got there around 1:05 p.m., meaning they likely left only a few minutes past 1 p.m., or even before 1 p.m., after waiting around. I guess it's understandable why you may think you're the asshole, but I personally don't think so. Even though most people might agree that you are the asshole, or maybe it's 50-50 on both sides, I personally don't think so, because that's stupid. Like, aren't you paying them to do that? And wouldn't they be missing out on money for not, staying there and waiting a little longer so they could clean it? Like, or maybe money's not involved and it's just a kind gesture. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure money's involved. So it's their job, and you weren't even that late. 5 minutes past 1. That's not a big deal. Like, I understand people do arrive a little earlier, or even maybe a little too much earlier than the scheduled time. But even then, like, 1 p.m., be there at 1 p.m., but even 5 minutes late isn't that big of a deal. 10 minutes late isn't really that big of a deal. Anything past 10 minutes, I think, is a bigger deal. But nah, I don't think you're the asshole. They were just impatient. And who knows, maybe they did have other customers or clients to take care of, and maybe they thought you were wasting their time, even though you did communicate that. You let them know beforehand that you were going to arrive around 1:05. They knew that. So they could have waited, or at least got there around 12:40, a little bit later, but just before 1, and everything would have been fine. Like, you communicated, and that's the part that makes you the responsible one and not the asshole. Alright guys, so this one's a very, very short one. Just short and simple. Am I the asshole for telling a coworker I hope his cruise crashes into an iceberg as a joke? I just wanted to make a dark joke on bro, and he got mad as hell at me. I thought it was a cheap shot at humor, nothing more, nothing less. Could I have said something a little lighter on the nose, or was this joke perfectly fine? Let me know in the comments, please. Well, it says right in the title, it says he's your coworker. But then when you were explaining what happened, you said he's your bro. Or maybe he's your work bro. I'm not sure. It really depends on how you see each other, how close you are. Because if he's just a coworker who's like your acquaintance, like you're next to each other or always around each other during work and don't really do nothing outside of work, then yes, it's not the right time to be making jokes like that. But if he's like your bro, like y'all tight, super tight, then I mean, he wouldn't really have gone mad. But I won't say nobody's an asshole. It was just, no one's an asshole. I just think it was a dumb, stupid joke to make at the time. And probably don't do that no more unless you're really close with the person and you know that they enjoy that type of humor. But I don't even think this story was worth putting on the Am I the Asshole subreddit. But nah. Okay, another short one, a little much longer than the last one, since the last one was like very, very short. But all right, am I the asshole for tapping her shoulder and paying her a compliment? I went back to visit the art class I used to attend, just to say hello to my teacher. That day, someone dressed as Navia was modeling. I was standing behind her, so I tapped her on the shoulder as gently as I could and say, "That's a really beautiful cosplay." She gave me a really, really nasty look, as if she were disgusted by me, and ignored me. I stood there for a while, not understanding what had happened. Then I felt humiliated and left. I mean, I don't know. I didn't mean to make her uncomfortable. I just wanted to pay her a compliment, because I tapped her on the shoulder and paid her a compliment. Am I the asshole? No, I wouldn't say you're the asshole, but some people don't like to be touched by random people. It's just, I guess, like, I know if someone randomly touch me, I wouldn't like that. But if they couldn't get my attention, or maybe my attention was on something else and they were behind me, what you did is understandable. Like, hey, tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, nice cosplay. But some people do prefer not to be touched and don't want people near their little bubble. But I feel like she shouldn't have gotten offended. It wasn't that big of a deal, and you were doing it to pay her a compliment, not to say something out of pocket or anything else. People nowadays just don't know how to take a compliment, I guess. But nah, you're not the asshole. Wow, I'm getting a lot of short ones today. Okay. Am I the asshole for vaping in the garage? I just went into my superintendent where I live, and someone complained I vaped in the garage. I get the effects on health are horrible, but I quit smoking 3 weeks ago, and this is the best I can do at the moment. But it's a garage. There is no smell, and cars emit way more toxic gas than whatever comes out the dinky little vape from a gas station. I told superintendent, is there a law against that? He said he doesn't know, just that someone complained. It's an underground garage at a condo. Am I the asshole? You're not an asshole. I don't agree with vaping. Like, I know a lot of people that vape, including my friends. I don't agree with it, but then again, I'm not going to get on their ass, tell them to stop vaping, shit like that. Oh, well. Actually, when it comes to my friends, I do, because they're my friends, and I care for them. But if you're just a random guy walking around vaping, I'm not going to tell you nothing. That's your life, your body. You do with whatever you want. But, I mean, no, you're good. I mean, it's not like you're doing it in front of people and blowing it in their face. Like, you're in a garage, keeping to yourself. Nobody's there to inhale whatever you're vaping. People just don't mind their business. They always try to find some drama or start a problem, and when they see you doing something they don't agree with, they're gonna make something out of it. But nah, you're not the asshole. Am I the asshole for suggesting we get 2 separate blankets? I, 23-year-old male, and my partner, 22-year-old female, have been together for 4 years and recently moved in together. We've always had one recurring issue at bedtime. I sleep with the blanket fully over my head. Always have, and find I get better sleep when I do so. My partner, however, hates this. She said doing so makes her feel suffocated and claustrophobic. And when I do it, the blanket slides and ends up partially over her head too, which she can't stand. Even on nights that wouldn't happen, she says she doesn't like it when she wants to turn over to cuddle, and instead of my face she sees basically a giant pillow. For years I compromised by keeping the blanket off my head, but we sleep with the fan or AC running, and without the blanket over my head, I wake up with a painfully dry throat that takes hours to go away. Trying to find a middle ground, I suggested we just get 2 separate blankets instead of sharing one. She was furious. It's been days now, and she's been passive-aggressive, repeatedly bringing up how we should now get separate items for things we would normally share, such as desserts, snacks, and a bunch of other little things, treating the suggestion like I'm trying to create distance between us. I don't think I'm trying to be difficult. I just want a solution where neither of us wakes up miserable. Am I the asshole for suggesting separate blankets? No, dude. Your girlfriend is just being childish and immature. It was just that one suggestion, and you suggested it. It's not like, oh, we're gonna do this. Like, we're gonna do this because I want to do it. No, you're simply making a suggestion, throwing something out there, and she's acting like it's the end of the world. Like, oh my god, he doesn't want to be with me. Oh, he wants to be far away from me. He's trying to distance himself from me. No, like, come on, man. And you're doing it for the benefit of both of you. You're doing it so you won't have to deal with the AC making your throat dry, which happens, and that sucks. And so she doesn't have to deal with your whole thing that she doesn't like. Talk things out. She needs to grow the fuck up. No, you're not the asshole. Am I the asshole to expect husband to text when he's arrived for pickup? My husband and I take turns picking up one of our daughters from work because she doesn't have her license yet. Her workplace is in a high traffic location, and sometimes we experience delays in our arrival to pick her up. When I arrive in the parking lot, I text her I'm here, so she knows I've arrived, and she locks up her office and leaves the building. When my husband arrives, he doesn't understand why he should text her that he's there. Tonight, it was 15 minutes past the pickup hour, and my daughter texted our group chat asking if he was okay, was he stuck in traffic. He was exasperated and texted that he'd been there for 20 minutes, yet he never texted his arrival. She asked, oh, why didn't you tell me you were here? And he's still exasperated and asks, why do I need to do that every time? My question, why wouldn't you? It's simple communication. Am I the asshole over here, or is this passive-aggressive bullshit? No, dude, you're not the asshole. Like, every time I've had to get picked up, The person that's picking me up always texts me that they're there. Maybe in small rare occasions they don't because they know that they're coming to pick me up and that they'll probably be there by the time I get out. But no, everybody says and texts me or calls me, whichever, or to tell me that they're there, even if it's still a little earlier before I leave, whatever it is, work or something like that. Or if they're late, they at least let me know their ETA whenever I already get out. It's basic communication. Like, he's the asshole. Like, he should communicate. If you've been waiting for 20 minutes, like, if I was waiting at the car for 20 minutes to pick someone up, I'd be annoyed. I'd be like, oh, why aren't they out yet? Like, I would text him, like, hey, how much longer? Was he willing to wait up to what, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours? How long was he going to be there without communicating or texting you, saying where you at, or like, hey, you coming? Like, dude, be for real. You're not the asshole, bro. He needs to learn communication. Am I the asshole? My girlfriend's sister wants to move in and I won't change my mind. There's a high probability that my girlfriend's sister will want to move in for 2 years until she finishes her master's degree. A couple weeks ago, girlfriend asked me, what would you say if X moved in with us? Absolutely not. How would you react if my brother wanted to do that? I hadn't thought of it that way. They don't see it as a problem because they used to live together as adults. Even their mother is already preparing for this and planning their life around this decision. Today we're seeing X, and she asked the same question, and I refused it in the same way. Then I tried to avoid the topic and add that she would have a long commute ahead of her, around 120 kilometers. And it would surely make her exhausted, especially during winter. And I know what I'm talking about because I've commuted to work by train for 2 years, almost 2 hours each way. The sister says she'd contribute to the bills and pay us rent, but that's not my issue. I didn't get a fucking 30-year obligation to limit my privacy. Might as well move in with the rest of the family. On one hand, all money she would give us would go to excess mortgage payments, but on the other, I find it not worth it and I feel like her living here will lead to conflicts. I'm afraid they, girlfriend as well as her part of the family, won't respect my decision and I will be seen as the bad guy. Am I overreacting? So I don't think you're the asshole here because you would be saving her from a long commute. Like, already, like, I would not want someone to do that type of commute. That sounds exhausting. Like, imagine going to work, taking forever to get there, and then having to go through the workday. And once you're done with the workday, you're exhausted. But then, oh wait, you still got a long ass commute just to get home, to, you know, relax, shower, do what you gotta do before you gotta do it all over again the next day or whatever schedule you have. For 2 years, which they said, hell no. You're doing them a favor. And also, yeah, you like your privacy. I moved out with my girlfriend because we wanted our privacy too. You know, we're done. We've grown up to the point where, like, we're done living with siblings. We're done living with our parents. We need our privacy if we're gonna be together. Let's skedaddle. Let's fucking skedaddle out of here. So no, you're not the asshole. You told him no, but it seems like they're pushing it, and of course, your family and them are gonna make you the bad guy. That's just how it is. Because I don't know why, really, but no, I don't think you're the asshole here. If anything, you're saving them from a terrible 2-year commute to and from work. So, am I the asshole because I'm mad at my brother for partially taking my existing baby's name? Long story short, my brother's having a baby. I'm super happy for him, but learned they want to use part of my existing baby's name. I'll explain. My little one has 2 first names. Example, Mary Jane. They want to go and use Jane. Mind you, my little one is the youngest of the family and already has this name. Second, this name has a meaning for me since it's a legacy from my mom. Not her name, just a fond memory. Obviously, in the everyday world, we call her Mary for short, but the first name still has Jane in it. On another note, I do not know if his wife really had a dream growing up to name her kid this, but she got into our family with her little Mary already having this name. Am I the asshole? I can see what you're coming from, but you are the asshole because you do not own the name. And also, your child's name is Mary Jane. They just want to call theirs Jane. If they want to call their child Mary Jane as well, or who knows, maybe Jane Mary, which sounds weird, but hey, maybe there's someone out there with that name. But I would understand. But if it says Jane, that you don't own that name, dude. You can't tell them not to do that. Like, that's their child, and that's what they want to name it. It's that simple. You could be mad, you could be frustrated with it or whatever, but you're the asshole here because you do not own that name, and that's their child. So, yeah, you're the asshole here, buddy. Am I the asshole for wanting to give my dog to my brother instead of my ex when moving out? I, 21-year-old male, just broke up with my girlfriend, 24-year-old female, and we're in a dispute. I'm giving my dog, who's 7 years old male, to my brother, who's 23. It's a family dog. It lived with my family until I moved in with my girlfriend a year and a half ago and lived with us too. My brother moved out at 18, so spent about 2 years with the dog. My ex likes the dog, but I'm his main carrier. I feed and walk him most of the time, and I give him all the attention. The apartment I'm moving to doesn't allow dogs, and the air travel process for him will be long and difficult. My brother is happy to take him in, and offered when he heard all about it. My ex and I had a fight about it. She says she should be able to keep the dog as it lived with her as well as me. I said my brother wants him, and he was his dog's first, so it's only right that he should get to keep him. She says it used to be his dog, now it's ours, and since I'm moving somewhere he can't go, it should be hers. I said it was still technically my dog this whole time, so I should decide where he goes, and she wasn't this keen on the dog until now. She says she thinks I'm just using the dog against her, which I'm not. I think he would just be better off with my brother. No, dude, you're not the asshole. She's kind of being a little bit manipulative and also just technically trying to steal your dog, which is your family's. Like, dude, it was the family's first. The dog went with him. Y'all broke up. It's still his dog. It was never your dog. Like, yeah, he lived with you, and yeah, you took care of the dog yourself, but it was still technically his and his family's dog. She has no right to take away your dog, all right? And hopefully you have the paperwork. Hopefully he's under your name, or at least someone in your family's name, because if he's somehow for some stupid ass reason in her name, well, you're fucked. But obviously, I'm gonna say 100% he's under your name or someone else's name, and if she tries to steal the dog, well, guess what? She's gonna get arrested. Why are you stealing dogs, bro? No, you're not the asshole. She's just being petty. All right. Since y'all broke up, I don't know what the situation is. She's trying to steal your dog essentially, and she's being petty about it. More short ones. Oh boy. All right. Am I the asshole for not wanting my wife to open my mail? So me, 53-year-old male, and my wife, 44-year-old female, have been married for almost 9 years in September. We have our ups and downs just like everybody else, but she feels like if we're truly together or one, then you shouldn't have a problem with me opening up mail addressed to you. I told her I don't have a problem with you opening it, but could you let me know you're opening it before you do it or ask me to open it? I think it's because we got together later in life as opposed to earlier. I'm still not used to sharing everything. She feels like I have something to hide, and I absolutely don't. I mean, we're married, but we are two people. Am I the asshole? I don't think you're the asshole. You have the right to keep things to yourself. If you're not hiding nothing, you still have the right to keep things to yourself. You still want to keep things. You can still have secrets that you want, even though I hope you're not doing nothing bad. But no, I mean, and also, I think it's fair that if she is gonna open it, to let you know. That seems fair, all right. If she's opening your mail without telling you, that's crossing your line, and you can't allow that. You're setting boundaries, and that's fine. I think that sounds pretty fair. So no, I don't think you're the asshole. Maybe it's a little weird. Like, my girl, she opens my mail, I open her mail. But hey, y'all do you. Everybody's different. But I don't think you're the asshole. Am I the asshole for making the TikTok with my friend's boyfriend? So my friend, who's 16-year-old female, is pissed off at me, and I'm 15, also a female. Right now because of a TikTok I posted with her boyfriend, who's an 18-year-old male. For context, me and her boyfriend are both in the summer PE class that a lot of people take so that they won't have to take it during the school year. Most of the class is just playing games on the football field or the track, so it's pretty chill. But we also have a health portion of it that we have to make a presentation for. So when we start the presentation, and me and my friend's boyfriend get assigned as random partners. So we end up having to meet up to work at our school presentation a couple times. My friend is fully aware of this too. It's not like she cares about that. But one of the times that we were working, we decided to take a break because we were bored and figured it'd be fun to make a TikTok. Me and my friends make TikToks with each other all the time, and everyone in my school pretty much does it too. So we make a TikTok, and I don't think anything of it, and save it to my drafts. Fast forward to yesterday, our summer PE class has been over for like a week now, and I'm going through posting a bunch of my drafts from the summer to my TikTok, including the one with my friend's boyfriend. Later in the day, my friend calls me flipping out on me about how messed up it is to post a TikTok with her boyfriend, and how awful a friend I am, and whatnot. She's been trying to get all of our friends on her side ever since, but I just don't see what the issue is, to be honest. It was literally the same kind of innocent TikTok I made with any other of our friends. Am I the asshole? Your friend is just being jealous. I feel like she's very clingy with her boyfriend, and whenever she sees anything that she thinks when she sees anything that makes her overthink, like, oh, they're making a TikTok, she's trying to steal my boyfriend, she's gonna lash out. You're not the asshole here. It's just pure jealousy. I mean, I don't see what's bad about it. It's just a TikTok. and like you said, it was innocent, like any other TikTok you've done with any other friend. She's just being very jealous, and yeah, she needs to grow the fuck up, and she needs to trust her boyfriend. So, nah, you're good, bro. You know, you're not an asshole. She's just childish. Am I the asshole for standing up for my dog? While living with my ex-boyfriend and his brother fed alcohol to my dog. My dog got sick, but luckily he ended up fine. I was not having this, and my ex-partner defended his brother, saying it's not a big deal and I'm overreacting. He said he doesn't have a problem with it and I'm self-centered for expecting my dog to be treated in a nice manner. I moved out and told him he could either come or stay. He came with me, but months later he is still upset with me for making him choose between me and his family, and according to him, for ruining our relationship. He believes I should have more chill. I sent a message in the group chat noting the behavior was unacceptable and did not speak a word to his brother anymore after the incident, and should have avoided confrontation. I'm saying X because I now decided to leave him. However, I'm painted as a bad guy for being no fun anymore. Dude, what? No. You know, sometimes I wonder, like, why some people who are so clearly not the ass on the situation come to Reddit to confirm that they're not the asshole. Like, dude, it's common sense. Why the fuck are you feeding alcohol to a fucking dog, dude? That's bad. Don't give a dog alcohol. Like, people are just dumb as fuck. Like, it is a big deal. They get sick. Her dog literally got sick. He ended up fine, which is great, but just because he comes out fine out of it doesn't mean he did not get sick to begin with. Like, no, you have every right. Like, if they're not going to respect your pets or you by the way you react on something that's clearly a terrible thing to do to a dog, fuck them. I'm glad you left them. And I hope you find someone better who will respect you and your dog. Alright? Good luck. Well, alright guys, that's all the stories I have for today. Was a little longer than usual, but hey, longer videos, better traction, and better views, you know. But alright guys, make sure to like, share, subscribe. You know, if you still like this content, you know, give it a like, share with your friends, subscribe if you're into it. It will really help me out. But alright then guys, I will see you guys later. Bye.